Are you ready?
Yeah.
Wasn't ready minutes ago, but is ready now. You know what I'm saying? John Peckman Podcast, Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance, beautiful downtown Portland, Connecticut. Come over the bridge, go through one set of lights, pull a U, park in front of the music store with the red neon light. Like and subscribe, tell your friends, be on the show with me, reach out. We are here today, luckily. Avery Coe, a faculty member here at the Connecticut Valley School of Music and Valley of Dance and
Voice and piano.
Voice and piano, okay. Faculty member, voice and piano teacher. We're lucky because we almost didn't have a show today. No offense.
Yeah.
But, you were on the radar. I knew, it was going to happen eventually. And there's no time like now. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, vocal and piano teacher here at the school.
Yeah.
How long have you been here?
So I was a student here since I was 8. So that's been like 15 years, but I've been teaching for about 2 years.
Oh, that's cool. Is this the first place that you taught?
Yes. Private lessons. Yeah.
Okay. So did you grow up here in town?
Yeah, I've grown here. My entire life.
Okay. So talk about, how you got started in music here in this town.
Yeah. So, I grew up here. So that's where it all started. My mom put me into singing because she had heard me singing for a long time. And singing was a way of me, just coping, and feeling better, I guess as a therapy. And my mom's like, I'm making you do singing lessons.
Cool.
So that's where it started. And
where was that? Did that start here?
It did start here, yeah.
Really?
And I started with Liz Jones, which was the original voice instructor here, and she was super sweet, and I think she pulled me in that way. I had a really good relationship with her. And eventually I got older. I had been taking lessons, I think, here for 5 years. And then I started, eventually Liz actually was like, I can't teach you anymore. You've reached a certain limit. So I want you to go find somebody who can help you to your best abilities. So
hey, that's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I think I had about 5 different voice instructors.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. But Liz got you started.
Yeah.
Did you feel like, I've never taken voice lessons. Is you found it helpful?
Yeah.
To go from what you were doing on your own to here's more of how it's done, or how to do what you do easier, or how?
Teaching lessons, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a battle at first for me to try and figure out how to teach voice lessons, but there was a lot of familiarity because I was I've done this so many times. I know what's going on. At least I knew that.
Yeah,
teaching it was a little difficult because my piano abilities is not that good.
Okay.
Which is pretty important, I'd say, it can be somewhat important for teaching.
So you didn't play piano at all when you started voice lessons?
No, I really could only read music, which I can still only really read music right now. They taught me how to read and play a piano in college, so that's where I started.
Okay. So, all right, so we'll back up. So, but Liz was helpful in helping you sing to your full ability, or at least to next level.
Yeah, she was definitely, again, the relationship was very helpful for me because I felt really comfortable with her, which was really hard for me at that time.
Sure. And you were how old?
I started when I was 8,
Wow.
and I left her, I think I was about 12, 13.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wild. How does singing lessons start? You probably different for every student.
Yeah.
But increase range or ear training or all of the above, or?
Yeah, it definitely is different for each student, their age level and everything. Because when they're younger, 8 years old is pretty young for singing lessons. So the range is pretty minimal. And as they get older, the range starts to expand.
Yeah.
But there's like this transition period of like becoming a teenager. That's where you have to be like very careful about like expanding the range. So you don't like permanently hurt their voice.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Which.
It's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I never thought about that. Yeah, no, we'll get back to that. I just thought of something that I haven't thought about in years. And you were good with it. Like you were like, okay, I'm glad I'm taking lessons. This is cool. Like it's working out.
Yeah.
And what were your goals? I mean, what did you imagine?
Well,
How could no 8-year-old has a goal?
I truthfully, I went into singing lessons being like, I'm gonna be the next pop star. Like I'm gonna go and be a singer. And again, it was a way of expressing myself, which was something that was really hard for me when I was younger. So that's something that I definitely work a lot on with my kids, is trying to use music as a way of like expressing themselves, because I think it's very important.
Right. Yeah. Why not? Because that was why you got into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. You teach 8-year-olds now?
I'm trying to remember.
You know, like, is it hard? Are you like, oh boy, or are you good with it?
Yeah, I would say like the youngest I teach is about 9. Yeah. It's a little difficult, but you know, I kind of just go with the flow. I listen to things and be like, all right, like, again, with younger ages, I think about like breath control and the things that they can fix that won't like damage their voice.
I got you.
But I've heard improvement from a lot of my students, so I'm like, well, it must be working well.
Yeah, right. So is that a big part of it, I guess, right?
Yeah.
I never thought about it, is how to sing so that you don't hurt your voice, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of singing lessons actually is just teaching students how to sing, I guess, in the healthiest way possible.
Okay.
Because everybody can really sing, but there's like a matter of like singing with the correct tone quality and breath control and posture. Those are like the main things that help you sing like efficiently. Gotcha.
So if you can get them started on that, that helps as it moves along. Yeah, that's cool. So there you were taking lessons. You went from Liz to where? So now you're getting into it.
Yeah.
Starting to bounce around.
When I left Liz, I joined the University of Hartford, I think for 1 year.
Okay.
I took private lessons there with someone I actually went to college with, which was ironic. And then I went to Matt Campisi School of Music in Durham.
Okay.
And I went there for like 2 years. 2 years. And then I went back to University of Hartford for 2 years. And then when I was in college, I had one instructor for 4 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. And you decided somewhere along the line, you're like, I want to go to school for this.
Yeah, I've always been super set on music and singing. Like singing has just always been the thing that I've been very comfortable and happy with. I did eventually change into music education, which is a little different.
Sure.
But it still uses singing.
Yeah, right.
So I'm still happy about it.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta have something to fall back on.
Yeah.
And here we are living the fallback. Yeah. It's all going to be different now. You know, now that you've been on this show.
Yeah.
Now you're going to be that pop star. It starts right here. Yeah, that happens all the time here. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's kind of cool. So, and your parents were into it. They were like, okay, so you found your kind of found your thing, found your way.
Yeah. My mom was definitely happy about it because I was kind of like lonely, like secluded, I guess, to myself. So my mom had definitely tried a bunch of different things, like different sports and things to keep me, like find something for me to enjoy.
Yeah.
So she was very happy when she found out that music was like something I really enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds familiar. What was I going to say? So I guess you probably would remember. So there you are, like 8 years old. Who fired you up? Who did you see sing and go, that's what I want to do?
So the first song I really can remember clearly singing was the Love Song by Taylor Swift.
Okay. Yeah.
Or Love Story, sorry,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
Love
yeah,
Song.
yeah. I wouldn't know. You could say, no, sorry.
Yeah, that was like the one song I really remember. I know Miss Liz threw a bunch of songs at me, like
Okay.
a lot of Beatles music. I remember a couple show songs like West Side Story, There's a Place for Us, and The Memory from Cats.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know any of that stuff. Sorry. Too much rock and roll. But yeah. Why, is there a reason, do you pick songs for your students, or it's a little of both, or?
Yeah, it's definitely a little of both. I can tell, or I've like started to learn that kids will not practice music they don't like.
Sure.
So
Right.
I usually will throw like one piece that they might not really like, but will be challenging for them. And the rest of the music will be up to them, like what they like.
Yeah, right. So a lot of the stuff that you learn throughout your lessons, was it more like, I'm trying to think of how to put it. So you learn songs because they're challenging?
Yeah. Yeah, I think
part of it.
I think my teachers definitely like tried to figure out like music that they knew would be difficult for me to sing. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I guess I remember specifically like trying to sing from a lower note to a higher note, so like a jump was very difficult for me, so they would find like songs that had a lot of those
Yeah, yeah.
to help me figure that out.
So that's kind of the approach, is find the kind of the where your I don't want to say weakness, but you find where you think you need to work on.
Yeah.
And find it. Yeah. And you take that same approach with your students, kind of?
Yeah. They're so young that I'm kind of just throwing music at them as a start.
Yeah, yeah.
I should actually incorporate more of that now that you're mentioning it into the music.
I'm just trying to think like how I do it too. It's kind of like that. You just try to figure out like what I think they should fill in some gaps or whatever, kind of like that.
I'm usually focused on like what just fits their voice the best or that's what I've worked on recently.
Yeah.
But I probably should look at more challenging stuff.
I guess, yeah. That's cool. So off to school you go. Mm-hmm. You decide this is going to be your thing. And where did you go?
I went to UConn. I'm still technically going there.
Okay.
But I just graduated.
Oh, wow. Cool. And did the whole thing? Did the 4 years, like the whole thing? You did?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was confused.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, the first year was kind of interesting because of COVID. It was completely online.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which was, like, very tricky for music.
Wow, yeah, right.
And then the next year we had a mask mandate, so very difficult to sing with a mask. But
yeah,
the rest, I did everything. And then I graduated, so that's all that matters.
Wow. Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, that's kind of, I guess, it's a drag. Never thought about it. Like, you're finally there. Mm. And then historically, here we are.
Yeah.
There you were. That must have been a bummer. Mm-hmm. And you were already ready to go. It's like you didn't say, let's wait. You were like, I'm going now.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. That's a drag.
Yeah, it was a tough situation because I was a senior in high school when COVID struck.
Wow.
So
you didn't have a graduation?
We technically did. I was in a car.
Oh, wow.
But I remember we were doing the show, The Little Mermaid, at the high school, and they canceled it like the week before it was supposed to go off, and I was like playing Ariel.
Oh, boy.
So that was tough, but I became an adult and realized there's like more important things to life than a show.
Yeah, but
it's still tough.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess, hate to say, yeah, I mean, I guess you're going to learn that lesson eventually, but you should not, well, it's not anyone's fault, but
yeah,
to have to learn that then sucks.
It was.
That's supposed to be your time to
right.
enjoy that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're cool. You're over it. You've recovered.
Oh yeah, no.
Well, I mean that sucks. I
Yeah.
can't. I remember thinking that. Like I was like, damn, people are getting ready to graduate.
Right. Yeah.
And they're not.
I mean, I had my college graduation, and I did a couple shows in college. Opera shows, though, not musical theater.
Yeah.
So made up for it.
Yeah, that's cool. So the opera that happened somewhere along the way. That's part of the.
Yeah. So UConn used to have a really big opera program, and then it kind of like fell apart. I guess around. No, it was before COVID time, but I went when they were still trying to bring it back up. So they were like asking people to join it, and I got kind of like pressured into
Boy.
I was like, yeah, I guess I can be in the show. So I auditioned, and I had a small part in the first show, and then the next show was kind of like everybody had a decent part.
Yeah. And that was challenging for you?
Yeah, I mean the first show, like not really. The part I had was very, very small. But the music was very hard. It was like atonal kind of music.
Okay.
But the second opera was hard because it was like you had to play it was like speed dating.
Okay.
So I was a different person each, like there was like 4 different characters I had to be.
Oh, wow.
And actually one of the songs was like almost completely atonal.
Oh, wow.
So.
Wow, that's crazy. What does that mean? Like, what does that mean in that context?
Like atonal?
Yeah.
It means that there's like no key signature really, so they like determine notes by their intervals. There's like a sequence of intervals.
Oh, wow.
So it sounds very like, it doesn't sound like anything really that makes sense. It's very chromatic-y.
Right. But they're parts. It's not random. It just is.
There is like a sequence to it. If you listen to like Schoenberg.
Okay. Yeah.
If you find that interesting.
Yeah, maybe.
It's very weird.
Yeah. So it's weird.
Yeah.
A weird opera.
Yeah, it was just that one character. It was because the character was supposed to be like really crazy, so they wrote the music to make her like sound crazy singing wise as well.
Wow. Huh. That's kind of wild.
Yeah.
So it was a challenge?
Yeah, so I had to rely just like completely on my music memory rather, because sometimes I rely on just like music harmony of like hearing the melody or the background music and being like, I can predict what's coming next. This, I just had like no idea.
Wow. So because it's atonal, you can't even really latch on to the melody.
Yeah, not really.
Wow, crazy. Wow. Yeah, that's weird. I never thought about that. So you're just basically just singing, like you said, from memory, from musical memory, and hoping that it works.
Yeah.
And someone would know if it didn't work, right? Because I mean, it is a part.
Yeah. I mean, the only people that would know would be the music director and the actual and cast members, I guess. But no, it was.
Wow.
I guess the character was so crazy. I'm sure I could have like figured something out if I slipped up.
Yeah. Right. Wow. What was the name of that opera?
It was called Speed Dating Tonight. I believe the composer was Michael Ching.
Okay.
I don't remember if that was the same name, but
wow. And your character is the crazy date.
Yeah, I was a crazy cat lady for one part, and then I was like this person that was upset because she had just gotten over a breakup. That was like another character.
Sure.
I don't remember the other ones on the top of my head.
Wow, that's crazy. See, now you got me thinking. So is the casting set, or they just go, we have this many characters?
Yeah. Like,
is your role to play those? How many characters did you play? 4?
Yeah, I think I did 4. The show was actually really interesting because there were like 300 different characters you could choose from in the opera. So he wrote out like 300 different like short skits for each character, and you could like mix match them. So you could put 2 people and they.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was kind of made for like anyone could join.
So there wouldn't be 300 characters.
Well, yeah.
all told, but
right.
So it's up to the director.
Yeah.
the collaboration between the whole cast of like, okay, wait, wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of wild.
Yeah.
So each performance is different.
Yep.
Wow. Wow, that's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Is that did that composer, that's their thing, or is this a thing? It's like totally custom. Right?
Yeah, I have no idea with the composer, but
and you picked your characters?
Yeah, I like kind of did. They gave us like a sheet and we got to rate like which characters we would like. And they chose based on our voice and what they think would fit us best. Did
you know that your character that you picked was going to be atonal at the time?
Yeah, I listened to the music and decided to choose that.
Really?
Yeah, it was mainly because I thought the character was really funny.
Oh, okay. And then you're like, I'll get through the singing part. Wow, that's wild. Wow, that's kind of crazy. That's interesting. So there you are doing that, and it went well.
Yeah, I think it was a good turnout.
Yeah. And then you said there was another one after that was a little more conventional, or did you say? Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I actually had 2 different songs, but we turned it into one character.
Oh, I thought you said there was another opera.
No. Oh yeah, sorry. Well, that opera was like the year before. That was the really small one. Right. Or I had a very small part.
Right. I got you. So this one was the big one.
Yeah.
Wow. Did your parents see it?
Oh yeah.
What would they think? They're like, why were you singing out of tune the whole time? Like did they understand?
Yeah, they like kind of understood. They thought it was pretty funny because I had never really played crazy people before.
Okay.
I think there was one part where I was throwing out like F-bombs, which I don't think they were super happy about.
Oh boy.
But
that's funny.
Yeah.
Are they musical or no?
My dad's side is yes, my mom's side no.
Okay. Did you explain it to him at all? Like,
I think
a little bit of like what's going on here.
Yeah, I explained it a little bit. I think I wanted them to like figure it out themselves.
Oh, okay. So I wanted to be like, why is my daughter singing all out of key or whatever?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh well. And you were psyched that you did it.
Oh yeah, I was super excited. I tried to invite so many people, at least in the school, because I thought it would be like funny for them to see that.
Yeah, right. So you don't consider yourself crazy in that way, like you thought it would be. People would get a kick out of seeing you that way.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'm a different person now, maybe a couple years ago.
Yeah, right.
But not that crazy. She was like that character was like super crazy, like throwing people out the window. Crazy.
Oh boy. Yikes. And your friends they were impressed?
Yeah, I think so. It was like the music was pretty challenging too.
Okay.
So.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never even heard of such a thing. That's pretty cool. That's wild. So you get out of school and you're starting to finish up school and you're like, okay, now what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
And you're probably still in that what am I going to do now phase.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I kind of have a planned like sequence with the program I'm in because it's like an integrated master's program. So I go like directly into teaching.
Okay.
But as of right now, I'm kind of all over the place with jobs.
Yeah, right. And one of them being here.
Yeah, I work technically right now. I work 3 different jobs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. Are you waiting to start the program?
Sorry, I'm trying to think of how to explain it. My sophomore year, I started the program in college.
Okay.
So it's an integrated master's program. So basically, I'm just getting my master's.
I don't know what that means. You're talking to a high school dropout.
It basically just means that I'm getting my master's a year shorter than you would normally get it.
Okay.
So, and it's like part of the same program. So I'm with the same people. It's all like planned out because as a teacher, at least in the state of Connecticut, you need to have a master's.
Right.
So this is just like a 5-year program instead of it being 6 years.
Okay. So they just pile on some stuff.
Yes.
During your regular.
Yeah, it's extensive.
Gotcha. Now how you feeling about it? You getting there? You're gonna make it?
Yeah. I feel pretty good.
Yeah.
I just took my praxis exam, which is like a exam you need to take to be certified to teach.
Okay.
At least for me in music. So don't know how that went, but you can always retake it.
Oh, okay.
But I've been doing pretty well. I was on the dean's list this semester.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah, so
that's cool. Oh man, I forgot what I was gonna ask. I remember. Okay, so piano somewhere along the line because you had to.
Yeah, you definitely need to be able to read music because a lot of the ways you teach music to children is orally through playing the piano. Or you could sing it, but
it's easier to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And was that hard for you?
Yes, it still is. I'm not good at piano at all.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I can really just read it. It's more a muscle memory really for me.
Okay.
It's just hard for me to multitask with my hands.
Yeah, right.
It actually, honestly, I think it's better that I teach them through singing rather than just playing the piano.
Oh, yeah?
I think they have an easier time, or it gets their ear like in better shape, like listening to a voice rather than the piano.
Cool. But you're going to need the piano somewhere.
Yeah. If I were to teach elementary, I wouldn't really need it as much, but for like choral music, I would definitely need the piano.
Yeah.
Which you could always have an accompanist come in and play it for you, but that's money and depends on where you are.
Yeah, right. But you feel like you're going to make it piano wise, like you're going to be okay.
Yeah, it depends on the field I'm going into, like which grade level specifically. But I think I'd be fine. I mean, I'd have to just get used to it.
Yeah. And so what's the plan? How does it work? You'll take a job wherever, or what would you prefer?
So I'm kind of honestly all over the place because I personally kind of preferred like middle school range, like choral.
Okay.
But my teachers keep putting me in elementary because they believe I would do a lot better with elementary, which I agree that I'm definitely very comfortable with elementary, but I just like working with older kids.
Yeah.
So honestly, I would just apply to any like music position I could get and see how it turns out.
Yeah, right. So you're just like ready to roll.
Yeah.
Not necessarily high school level. That's like a whole other thing.
Yeah. I mean, I would like, that was my main like choice when I first did education was high school. But I need to be a lot more advanced in music, I think, than I am right now.
I see. Okay. Yeah, well, who knows?
Yeah.
Like you say, maybe you'll get involved in it and junior high won't be challenging enough. Who knows?
Yeah.
You never know. Huh. That's wild. Well, elementary, I don't know. I don't know anything about it, but that would be challenging too.
Yeah. Elementary is challenging with behavior management wise. Yeah. I think the older they are, the less behavior management there is, but when there is behavior, it's a little more severe, I personally think.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I would imagine. I wonder, it's like a whole other conversation, but kids that were that young, how COVID, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it definitely, I can already tell. Like, I didn't really work with kids before COVID, but I've worked with like the COVID babies, like they were born in 2020 and their attention spans are very short. And yeah, they have a very difficult time, especially at camp. If they get super overstimulated very easily.
Oh, wow. So you work at a camp?
Yeah, I work at Camp Ingersoll here in Portland.
All right. Just doing what? Just wrangling the kids around? Yeah,
so I've worked with actually a lot of different ages. There's like for one session I was Wee Wonders, which is like 4 to 5, and then I did Kiddie Camp, which is like 5 to 6, and then I did a theater specialty group, which I'm still doing right now, and those kids are like 11 to 14 years old.
So that's like kind of more in your zone.
Yeah, it's definitely working with theater has definitely kind of showed me why I was placed in elementary.
Oh, really?
Because they're definitely more challenging for me.
Oh, boy.
But they're more independent than
Yeah.
like we wonders. They're super like I need to be on them all the time.
Right. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, that's interesting. Is that part of your education or it just a job?
Yeah, it's so I mean, I signed up mainly because I knew it would be really helpful for my education.
To get involved with kids as much as you could.
Right.
Yeah.
I honestly personally feel like I've learned more being a counselor this year than I did like in my like 2 months student teaching. But that's just also because they literally throw like 12 kids at you and they're like, here, plan an entire day.
What, at the camp?
Yeah.
Wow.
And you got to bring them to swim and handle behavior. Sometimes the leadership can't get to you if you need assistance, so you got to figure out yourself.
Wow.
So
that's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, it's very tough being a counselor.
I never thought about it.
Yeah, I didn't either. I used to be a camper there, and I thought that counselors...
You're just like looking for a job.
Yeah.
You're like, I could do this.
Yeah, well, I knew
just
it
make
was
sure they don't drown or fall or something. That's about it. Yeah.
I thought it would be easier than it is, but it's also like very helpful. I feel a lot more confident with behavior management than I used to be.
Nice. So that might come in handy.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow, that's cool. So that's like a weird, well, I don't know if it's weird, but like a slightly unusual path.
Yeah.
But it's going to work out.
Yeah.
For you, kind of, like you say. You got to get more comfortable with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's interesting. Hey, that's pretty cool. And Portland gave you that opportunity. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, that's cool.
Yeah, I was lucky with Ingersoll because actually when I applied super late, and the person who works there, Ben Sullivan, was like, he's like, I'll keep you open to if we have like new staff or like staff leave. And conveniently there was a staff that left, and he's like, why don't you just take this for the entire summer?
Hey, cool.
Yeah.
There you are. But summer's going to be over soon.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Are you glad? Kind of glad.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love children, but it's definitely the last sessions getting to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's not even the kids. It's just like, it's just super
been there, done
hot.
that.
Yeah. The heat's tough, and when it's raining, it's like, it's a whole thing.
You got to make up a whole other day.
Yeah.
Yeah. You going to do it again or no?
I want to still work with children, and possibly be a camp counselor. I'm still like on the fence about Ingersoll.
Gotcha.
Just because it's a lot of work. But I also feel like it's something I need to learn. Like this is what teaching is
wow.
like getting used to it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow. And so you're self-directed in that way, that you're tying it all together.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that even part of the plan? Or did I already ask that? You're just kind of like looking for a job and then realizing, hey, this is going to work out.
Yeah. I definitely did not plan on going to Ingersoll for a long time because I knew the job would be super tough. In fact, like actually my grandfather was one of the people who helped found Ingersoll.
Oh, wow.
So when he passed away...
What was that all about?
The lights went out.
Uh-oh. I wonder why. Everything cool? Looks like everything's still on. Yeah, I don't know. Must just be the ghost. Do you know about the ghost?
No.
Oh, I just made it up. So.
Oh, okay.
No idea. Yeah.
But yeah, when my grandfather passed away, I was like looking through the stuff that he had, and he had this like Ingersoll sweatshirt, and I was like, I took it, and I'm like, there's no way I'm ever gonna wear this, and then I ended up wearing it the next year.
Wow. Hey,
yeah,
that's kind of cool. Maybe that's your grandfather.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, I don't know. Looks like we have power. Yeah, who knows? The light just burnt out. Weird. That's weird.
Yeah.
Cool. So who knows? So how far along you're done? Graduated?
Yeah, so I did get like 2 degrees. I still have my master's, so I have 1 more year, with like the same professors and cohort and everything.
Okay.
And then I have to start applying for jobs next year for teaching.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So then it gets real.
Yes.
Yeah. How you feel about that?
It's scary.
Yeah.
I like the whole thing about the jobs is like you're not necessarily set on a job. Like it's like a bunch of like not knowing what you're gonna get.
Yeah, right.
I feel like fortunately for me, I think I'm kind of advantage of like a lot of teachers are quitting.
Okay.
And there's always a lot of jobs posted.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But that's gonna be more work.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's the con to it.
Yeah. Well, I guess you'll figure it out, huh?
Yeah. I just have.
Where do you want to stay? How far you want to stay in Connecticut, or you don't even care?
Yeah, I definitely want to stay in Connecticut. If I went to a different state, I think I'd have to be recertified.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
At least I think Massachusetts is like the most strict with teaching certifications.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I want to stay in the state just because I like being familiar with everything around me.
Right. And plus you're certified already. Like you say, you wouldn't move to get the job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because then you'd have to get recertified. How long does that take?
For a recertification? Yeah. I don't think it takes that long. I think it's the praxis exam, actually. You would just have to retake it.
Yeah, right.
Which it was awful taking that exam.
Really?
But yeah, it wasn't even the exam. It was just the security. It took me like an hour and a half to like even get into the test room.
Why?
Because there were like different people for different exams. So there were like dental exams, doctor exams.
Oh, wow.
And they would make you like empty your pockets, like take your glasses off to make sure you weren't cheating.
Oh, wow.
It took so long just to even get into the place.
Whoa. Where was this?
This was in Glastonbury.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They're very strict on that.
So, like, is like cheating that much of a thing? Apparently.
I guess so.
Wow, that's so weird. Matt, I guess that's the point is you don't want to be like, oh, great, my surgeon cheated to get here.
Yeah.
Doesn't make you feel good.
Yeah, they're like the dental assistant or something.
Imagine that. Wow, that's crazy. And so that's what you're going to do?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
So not really into performance so much, like you were saying before.
Yeah, I do have a degree in performance. Like I was a double major. So like I should be using it. It's just kind of like played out that I haven't yet. I do want to use it, but I also want to take music lessons, but that's something I can't really like afford right now.
Okay.
So I'm just waiting until I can get like an actual permanent full-time job.
Right, and then start figuring out what you want to do.
Yeah.
But like you never had ambitions to like sing in a band or something. It just wasn't your path, or
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to singing in a band, but the other concern is just I'm always so busy right now.
Yeah.
So it's really hard for me.
But I mean, that's not what you pictured.
No, I guess when I was a kid, I pictured like singing in front of like a concert of kids, or sorry, not kids, like people.
Yeah.
So the music I typically was singing was musical theater.
Okay.
So if anything, I would actually want to join like a play or a show.
I got you.
Like a community show.
Okay. So not particularly rock and roll.
No, I mean I would do it if like there was the opportunity to.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
but that wasn't what you pictured.
No, I actually almost went into musical theater and then decided against it.
Huh. Why?
There's a lot to musical theater. That's something that's actually more difficult that I personally think than education. Yeah. Because you need to be really good at singing, acting, and dancing. And I was really only good at singing.
Okay. But you acted crazy.
Yeah. Well, the acting, it's really the dancing. I'm a terrible dancer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I never thought about that. So yeah, you have to do all three.
Yeah. And like the only place where you really could like get decent money doing musical theater would be in New York, and that's also somewhere I just don't want to live.
Yeah, right. Why not? Just not your thing?
It's just I want to be around people I know.
Yeah.
And, New York is super expensive and loud.
Yeah.
And, like, a lot of stuff going on there.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, well, hopefully you'll find something. Are you uptight about it, or are you just going to just continue to kind of, support yourself or whatever until the big job comes, or?
I'm sorry, I'm kind of confused by the question.
All right. So eventually you get the job hunt for the teaching, and in the meantime you're going to just kind of just do your thing.
Yeah. So I have to start applying or looking into jobs by like January.
Okay.
I'm not like, well, I will be nervous. The only reason I will be super nervous is because my cohort will also be applying for jobs, and there's like 20 of us, and it's going to be like, it's not supposed to be a competition, but it will be.
Right.
So that's mainly what I'm like nervous about, but there's also not a lot of us going into the elementary like music field.
Mm-hmm. And that's going to be that's where you're going to start.
Probably. That's definitely the one thing I'm most comfortable with, and I'd rather be like comfortable than being like thrown into something I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. That's funny. All right, cool. What else?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, that kind of brings us up to where you're at. How do you like working here?
Oh, I love it.
That's
I mean, it's a family. I'm super big into like being familiar with people and having friends.
Yeah.
I think this place has a really good it's a good establishment. Everybody knows each other.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of that is because of Dave.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Kuzminski.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, he's the man.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Dave. Yeah, that's funny. And is it challenging teaching? So that would always be something that you might do to supplement, or when you get the big gig, you're not going to be doing this as much, or who knows?
I definitely still plan on teaching lessons here for as long as I can.
Okay.
The only reason I wouldn't is if I like literally couldn't, but I don't think that would really happen.
Okay.
It's mainly because like I've been here for so long. I feel like it would be like a heartbreak for me to leave.
Yeah, right. Right. Yeah, well, that's cool. I mean, it always can bring in a little something extra and different than, like you say, it sounds like you're going to end up teaching a room full of little ones.
Yeah.
Just like handle one little one at a time. Although you have adult students too, right? I mean, whatever. You're like me. I'm like, whatever. Whoever, whatever.
I have I used to have one adult student actually, but the oldest I have right now is in high school.
Okay.
Which cool. It's like kind of odd because his friend is teaching, or he's a counselor at the camp I work at.
Oh, wow.
So.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And it's just hey, that light went out for no reason before.
It's a motion detector. You just wave your arms, it'll come back on.
Oh, okay. I'll throw something next time. I'll throw something over.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, we were talking about Dave, but now we can't talk about him because he's here. All right, cool. Do you want to, so I don't know if you've ever seen the show or whether this applies or not. I don't know. But I usually ask people at this time their desert island albums. Do you know what that means?
No.
Okay. So like 5, well, actually, because you're a youngster, so I don't even know if albums are your thing anymore. Yeah. I'm used to interviewing old people. You know what I mean? Like 5 albums that you would listen to, that you would be happy listening to only if you were stranded on a desert island for the rest of your life.
Okay.
Is what that means.
Yeah. I don't really have truthfully albums. I guess if I could think of anyway, I would listen to I listen to Dear Evan Hansen is the show that I listen to. Albums specifically I don't really listen to, but I would listen to Noah Kahn
Yeah.
Or like Olivia Rodrigo
Okay.
and Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the way it is now.
Or like Earth, Wind and Fire. I like their music.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
How'd you get into that?
So I actually saw them perform.
Oh, yeah.
My boyfriend's parents brought us to Tanglewood.
Yeah, yeah.
Where they were doing a big performance. And I heard the music. I'm like, oh, yeah, this sounds familiar.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So.
Oh, this is those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a really cool performance.
Yeah, yeah, I bet. Yeah, that's funny. All right. Well, so much for that question.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't.
No, don't worry about it. No, it's interesting.
Listen to albums specifically.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's going to happen. Dave, like I said, she's a youngster, so I say Desert Island albums. They're like, we don't listen to it.
Desert Island.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, we don't listen. Desert Island food.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Like just one?
No, I don't know. I don't care.
I eat a lot of chicken, so probably like chicken nuggets.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know that's not really chicken, though, right? No.
I'm young, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
to
right.
me.
Yeah, yeah.
I definitely.
Yeah, remember
don't
that, Dave, when you could eat anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Taco Bell too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure.
Eat at the bell.
What?
Eat at the bell.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's cool. All right. Yeah. Well, I guess you kind of already answered that one too. I was like, and I usually ask people, was there any one concert or show that you saw that kind of changed your whole like view on everything or kind of blew your mind?
Yeah, I can't. So I've never really been to like other than Earth, Wind and Fire. I haven't really been to concerts just because I have like sensitive ears.
Oh wow!
So it's like super loud. But
yeah,
I would say that one was.
Yeah.
It was really cool because like it was outside too, so people were like dancing around and stuff.
Yeah. Tanglewood.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been there. You ever been there, Dave?
Years ago.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Many years ago. That's been around a long time, Tanglewood.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I don't think I've ever been there. I think I would remember it, wouldn't I? Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'll check something out one of these days. Yeah, all right. Well, like what else?
Do you download records or music or how do you?
I have Spotify.
Okay. Hey, there you go.
What?
How she consumes her media.
Oh, yeah, yeah. How you consume your music. Yeah, Spotify.
Yeah.
Are you paying any attention to Dave's vinyl revival he's got going on down there? Or you don't care? It's not your thing?
I mean, it's nice to listen to. Usually I'm like running in and out. So
Yeah.
It is cool to look at now.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what that experience is like for someone your age. I don't know.
Vinyls?
Yeah.
They're actually pretty, like, they've been trending around recently.
Yeah.
I would get, I see, I can't even think of what it's called, a player.
Yeah.
If I
turntable.
could. Yeah. See, I'm sorry, you're hearing my age, but,
You don't have an 8-track?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but I know a lot of people that like the vinyl records.
Yeah.
Or like hang them up like for decoration.
I gotcha. Yeah, because I'm just trying to understand what it doesn't matter. None of this matters to you, but what the appeal is now for a youngster, just because it seems to me that it's just inconvenient. You know what I mean? When you come, if you grew up with the convenience of hearing everything just like right here, but I don't know, maybe people, it's a new experience to like just kind of like park yourself and check out the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because that's a new experience to them.
Right.
For me, it was the opposite. That was the only way that we could listen to
Yeah.
music. So as soon as I could get portable, I was like, boom, I'm out of here.
Yeah. I think it's just like nostalgic for certain people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, most people my age or younger use their phones.
Yeah, right. Oh, well. Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. I can't say I understand it, but I mean, I understand it for me, but for youngsters, I don't know. But, that's cool as long as they're doing something, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Anything else you want to talk about? Or are you good? You could be good. Do you want to be good? We're a little short, but I don't think that's not going to kill anybody, right?
No, for sure.
Okay.
You can talk about your merch. You can talk about,
Oh, I don't want to talk about that. Dave wants me to push my merch.
I just got one of your shirts.
Did you really?
Yeah, I thought it looked good.
Really? That's Morgan. I have nothing to do. I don't have anything to do with any of this.
Well, I was like, now I can say I was on the podcast, so I can like wear it around.
Oh boy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Did we get Morgan on the podcast yet?
Are you kidding me? Yeah, Morgan will never. That'll never happen.
We'll get her on the podcast.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What do you call Morgan? She's our manager.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, she's running the place basically. Yeah, basically. Yeah. All right. Well, we had an open house today. Mm-hmm. So, if you're Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance here in Portland, Connecticut, if you're interested, we got Avery Coe, teaches voice, and you teach piano too.
Yeah, if you're like a beginner.
Yeah.
Like very minimal.
Get them started.
Yeah.
We're celebrating our 40th year, John.
We're celebrating our 40th year here in this building. That's crazy. That's wild.
And you've been here probably 26 or 27.
You think so? Have I been here that long?
I think so.
Oof, that's brutal. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be.
Whenever Matt went out to California.
Yeah, we'll have to ask. Yeah, when Matt. I mean, it was around it was before the turn of the century. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it probably was 25, 26 years. Do I get a gold watch? Where's my...
Yeah.
Oh, I do? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Comes in the Cracker Jack box.
Yeah, I'll look forward to that. Yeah, exactly. All right, cool. Yeah, well, no, that's cool because now I think I just about hit all the faculty, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much, right? There's
Last week, so.
nobody left. So this was this. That's cool.
One I haven't gotten is our violin teacher.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So there's a violin teacher we didn't get. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that'll happen.
We gotta talk to him. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll happen one of these days. We are also I guess that's not like an announcement, but trying to figure out how to have remote guests here on the John Peckman podcast so we can kind of get, no offense, but but kind of next level, you know what I mean? Because this way I can reach out to anybody, and I'd like to get more people on than people that can only show up in this room. Again, no offense, but if I could figure that out, so I guess stay tuned for that. We're gonna see if we could dial that up over the next few weeks, and I'm making it official by saying it.
There we go.
You know what I mean? I mean, people do it. We do interviews through Zoom. We could do it. We could figure it out.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. And if anybody is actually listening or is a fan and wants to help me figure that out, go ahead. I'll take your help. We're brainstorming, trying to figure out.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your family, be here on the show. And, yeah, but Avery Coe, thanks. You hooked me up because we weren't going to have a show today. But I'm glad because, you should have been on by now anyway. So that's cool. So we got it done. Right?
Right.
All right, cool. Well, thank you. I appreciate it, though.
Yeah, thank you.
Because I think this might have been the first time we never had a guest.
Yeah.
That we skipped one. And we didn't have to because of you. So that's cool. I appreciate it. All right, here comes the music. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, now. John Peckman Podcast, Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance. Beautiful downtown Portland, Connecticut. Come over the bridge. Go through one set of lights, pull a U. Park in front of the music store with the red neon light. We have vinyl records here. We have merch, John Peckman merch. I know you're dying to pick some up. Avery Coe, faculty member here at the school. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And we'll see you next time, kids. All right? That is all.
If you'd like to start your own podcast, give us a call at Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance. Our professionally designed podcast space is here for all your recording needs. Rent out our studio to do interviews with up to 4 people, to record audiobooks, social media content, and all other recorded material. Our rentals include a private studio along with our professional-grade podcasting equipment, and we can customize your output to whatever your needs are. We also have green screen capabilities, which will expand to video capability if you so wish. So check us out here at ConnValley.net/podcast.